This washing machine has been running for 40 years. The one sitting in your kitchen right now will be dead in 7 years. Here is what nobody in the industry will say out loud. American households now spend 43% more on appliances than they did a decade ago, even though prices actually went down. The math does not work unless you are replacing them 3 times as often. You are. That is the entire business model. Only 3 brands still refuse to play along. Every other major manufacturer quietly stopped building them the old way. And that decision did not happen by accident. It starts in the 1970s, when every appliance in your grandmother's kitchen was built to last 30 to 50 years. Walk into any kitchen built before 1980, and you will find the same thing. Cast iron motors, stainless steel tubs, metal drivetrains, serviceable parts held together by screws, not sonic welds. Ryan Finlay, an appliance technician who founded the repair school Trade Skills, says it plainly. Appliances built in the 1970s generally lasted 30 to 50 years. 50 years! And when they finally broke, you could fix them with a wrench and a $12 part from the hardware store. Then, something changed. Around the 1990s, it stopped. A 2025 study in the Journal of Industrial Ecology tracked Norwegian household appliance data going back to the 1960s. The finding: washing machine lifespans collapsed 45%. Oven lifespans dropped 39%. That wasn't a technology problem. Technology was getting better. That was an engineering priority problem. Someone decided a machine shouldn't last 40 years anymore. They didn't ask you. So why are we still paying $558 a year replacing machines that used to outlive their owners? Think of it like 2 cars on the same showroom floor. One is engineered for 300,000 miles. The other is engineered for 80,000. They look identical. They drive identical. The difference is buried inside, in parts you will never see until the day the cheaper one dies. That's your appliance aisle. Consumer Reports ran the numbers on modern refrigerators. 31% of units with built-in ice makers develop a failure by the end of the 5th year of ownership. 1 in 3. The U.S. Labor Department tracked retail prices from 2013 to 2023. Appliance prices fell 12%. Household spending on appliances rose 43% in the same window, from $340 to $558 per year, inflation adjusted. You are paying more while paying less per unit. That only works if you are buying more units. Now meet the 3 brands that refused. Speed Queen tests its residential washers to 10,400 cycles, the equivalent of 25 years at 8 loads a week, using an all-metal drivetrain built in Ripon, Wisconsin. Miele tests its W1 washers for 10,000 hours, certified by Germany's Fraunhofer Institute, as a valid 20-year service life simulation. Sub-Zero refrigerators are engineered for 20 years minimum, backed by a 12-year warranty on the sealed refrigeration system, while the rest of the industry offers 1 to 5 years. One certified Sub-Zero service network reports that over 40% of the units they service are already 15 years old or older. The New York Times stress-tested Speed Queen in a lab and concluded they were the sturdiest, longest-lasting residential washers you can buy. None of that is marketing. That's measurement. So why doesn't every brand do this? Because the math of a 25-year washer is a nightmare for a publicly traded appliance company. Sell someone a washer that costs $900 and that dies in 7 years, and you book 3 sales in the time one durable machine would have held its spot. The cost cutting to get there is documented, not theorized. Industry repair shops describe the same pattern year after year. Plastic tubs where stainless steel used to be. Plastic gearboxes where metal drivetrains lived. Control boards with a known failure window, installed just past the edge of the warranty. Proprietary connectors that force you back to the dealer for a $400 part. None of that is an accident. None of it is even a secret. The regulators noticed. France passed a law in 2015 forcing appliance brands to disclose the intended lifespan of their products and how long replacement parts would remain available. The European Union passed right to repair legislation in 2024 requiring at least 10 years of spare parts and designs that can be opened with everyday tools. The United States has no federal equivalent. None. Here is the pattern nobody connects. Speed Queen is owned privately by Appliance Laundry Systems. Miele has been owned by the Miele and Zincan families since 1899. Sub-Zero is a privately held American family business. Every other major appliance brand answers to shareholders and quarterly earnings. These three do not. No analyst is calling them to explain why their machines last too long. No one profits when you build one that outlives the buyer. Three companies kept doing it anyway. Here is how to actually act on this. If you are replacing a major appliance right now, the cleanest paths are simple. For laundry, a Speed Queen TR Series washer runs $1,200 to $2,000 and comes with a 7-year warranty, longer than some industry rivals offer parts coverage at all. For laundry or for dishwashing, a Miele W1 washer or a Miele dishwasher ranges from $1,400 to $2,500, and it has a 20-year testing certification behind it. For refrigeration, a Sub-Zero starts around $7,500 and is only worth it if you're already in that price range. Otherwise, a Bosch 800 series or a plain top freezer unit gets you most of the reliability without the price. Buy a top freezer refrigerator, not a French door with the ice maker and water dispenser. That model has a 31% 5-year failure rate. Skip every Wi-Fi and smart feature you can. Every added control board is a new failure point. Learn the 3 repairs that cover the majority of real-world breakdowns: the water inlet valve, the drive belt, and the door gasket. A $40 part replaced at home is the same repair a technician charges $300 for. Be honest with yourself about the limit. Sealed refrigeration systems legally require EPA certification to open, so that repair stays with a professional. Most people will never know any of this. They'll keep replacing a $900 washer every 7 years and never ask why their grandmother's lasted 40 years. You are now in a very small minority who does. There is no supply chain behind a 25-year washing machine. No advertiser builds a campaign around an appliance you do not have to replace. That is not an accident. A lot of what this channel covers was nearly lost, not because it stopped working, but because it stopped being profitable. Next, we are looking at the home construction method that built a 4-bedroom house in 90 days, until the lobby made it illegal. Subscribe. $558 a year. That's the price of a loophole 3 brands still refuse to take.